It's almost, I think 12, it's 12:11, I think, after midnight. Um, I was gonna make a video yesterday and journal yesterday, but I got too tired. And also, um, yesterday was a very emotionally charged day, as was today. Yesterday we did devotion, as we always do, and we took a journey to a village called Village Carnez, and it is a small village in Haiti where about 70 families live in huts. We couldn't take the bus all the way to Village Carnez. We had to walk about 45 minutes just to get there. And once we got closer, Haiti is very mountainous, so we were walking on mountains, like all terrain. Once we got closer, I'm sure they could see us coming, and the kids were running up to us, and the immediate first thing I noticed is that they were not wearing shoes. And a lot of them didn't have pants on. The boys did not have on pants. A lot of them didn't have on clothes. And I was kind of taken aback because I wasn't expecting that, but they ran up to us and they hugged us and they dragged us into the city, or into the village, I should say. And we gathered under a huge tree for shade because it's extremely hot. And Pastor Valentine opened up with prayer, and they said they were so happy to see us. They were so glad to see us. And they prayed and they worshiped and they sang. And we were actually in the center, and all of the children and the adults were all around us. And it was an overwhelming feeling. And hopefully I don't cry while making this video, because I've been crying too much about Village Carnez. The poverty is like, they're living in huts. They're living in mud huts that are made of mud and trees, branches, whatever it is. And they are a fishing village that is close to the water. However, because of the ground, it's like a combination of sand and like dust. It's not dirt. The ground is too salty to plant, so they can't grow any food. And the two boats that they had holes in them, so they couldn't even use the boats to fish. And there's not a lot of fish in the water, according to what I've heard. So this is a fishing village that pretty much can't fish. And the children, they don't have shoes on, they don't have clothes on. They all had runny noses, they had stuff coming out of their ears. I mean, they looked, that was like real poverty. That was like something I feel like I've seen on Nat Geo, and I never thought I would see that in real life. So it was overwhelming. And we were doing vacation Bible school with them, so we were giving out name tags and making little necklaces with them, and singing with them, and we did the Good Samaritan skit with them. And I found myself holding this one little baby. I started off with a baby girl. Well, she was probably like about 5 or 6. She was heavy, and she wouldn't let me go, so I ended up passing her off when she got too heavy. And this little boy like kept tugging at my leg, and I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. He was wearing like a ripped up white beater and no pants on, no shoes on, all dirty on his face. And he was so happy, and like he just clung to me, and so I just held him the whole time. And he was so cute, and he was playing with me, and he was smiling, and he was resting his head. And I'm not a touchy person. I don't like people touching me, touching my face, my skin, my hands, my hair, anything. And here's this dirty kid touching all over me. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, he wants me to hold him. He's not wearing any pants or a diaper or anything. But I held him, and it was fine. And I just fell in love with him, and I just was like completely overwhelmed with their spirit and their happiness and their joy and their love for God. And but then I just felt so bad. I just felt like, oh my God, like I was complaining this morning about God knows what, and here are these people living in mud huts, and their kids have no shoes on and no clothes. And we gave them peanut butter sandwiches, and they ate them, and we gave them juice, and we went to each hut and gave them a bag of rice and beans and oil so they could feed their families. There was one woman in the village that I heard was 22 and had 5 kids. Her oldest child was 10 years old. She was 22. So